The crunching sound is
It was just an intro we were working on at the time.
That was probably the most fun too, just because it was the least daunting. It happened all at once.
To make it more interesting, we chewed up some Jezebel dip and some crackers.
we were all like debating about how we should start the album, and he's like, we should do like be eating Jezebel dip.
And tried to make it sound fucked up.
I think the tracks that Andy has, you hear us going like,
Why don't we put that on the CD? So we did.
That was cool.
My name is Brandon Grubaugh.
Andy House.
My name's Shane.
My name is Ben Weisenborn, and I play drums for Petals Rang the Bell.
We all went to high school together, and then me and Ben and Brandon had a band.
We like playing together. We're all good friends.
And they all wanted to be in a band again.
I think it all started with Shane's album.
Brandon and Ben both played a little on my solo album.
Having spent that time with Shane working on his solo thing, like, he just inevitably would express to me that I really want to be in a band again.
We started playing Shane's songs. The first one was Frozen Blanket, and that's the first one that we all played together as a band. And that was the only song on Shane's album that has all of us playing together on it.
We had to get Andy involved.
Andy just seemed to fit the part of being in our band. He's really good at bass.
You know, if you need a guy.
That's the first time like all of us started to like get together and practice and work on music that would eventually become Petals Rang the Bell.
I think it's about doing what we want to do and having fun and being sweet.
And this, I feel like I've just kind of like let go and just been like, it's Shane's songs, and I'm gonna do like what sounds tasteful or what matches Shane's work.
I guess I write a lot of songs for the band.
What's happened in the past quite a few times is that Shane and I will get together and wait for that beat to start.
I guess I been told that I bring emotion and like some rawness.
I want to try to be original, but not too simple either.
Obviously there's drummers that I look up to a lot that I think I kind of idolize. Like Matt Barrett from the Walkmen is one recently that's like, I've just been really obsessed with his drum playing.
I get a lot of influence from songwriters like Bob Dylan and Beatles and stuff, all kinds of stuff.
Flaming Lips, their older stuff. Nirvana.
The band I was in prior to that was Please Oh Please. It was like an indie pop, like synth rock band almost, but like it was pretty bass heavy too.
Towards the beginning of the band, we had like a MIDI keyboard. We used that, but we got rid of it. Well, I guess we sold it. I think Ben needed the money.
First and foremost, Shane is the songwriter. He's the one who kind of brings stuff to the table and is like, what do you think about this? And then we'll all kind of work on it together.
It's hard for me to think of things to write about, so I just have to be I really have to be in the right mood. If I'm just feeling kind of loopy or something.
Kind of bizarre stuff that I think people might have trouble grasping, but at the same time it's kind of juxtaposed with this really like upbeat music that is like, find yourself singing along to blood-covered iPods and Ziploc bags. Like, what am I saying?
With Please Stop Talking to Me, I basically wrote almost a whole song of just like phrases that I was using a lot at the time.
As far as the album artwork goes, that's Chris Gray. And that was made from him listening to the album and taking some of the images that came into his mind. Like there looks to be like a gay police officer on the front.
Just like weird stuff that I'd say.
There are still things where it's like, I have no idea what that means,
And like a rainbow in the back with a slime on it. Or, rancid rainbows is one of the lyrics in Mutilates.
I don't feel like it's being weird for the sake of being weird. I think it's Shane being
They're just pretty much random songs. They could be about anything.
That's how Shane is, and that's what's on his mind, and I think it's rad, I think it's beautiful, and I stand behind it 100%.
Really, the part where I tried to have any influence at all was when we were recording.
A lot of it came from Andy. He has a lot of ideas.
He's also an incredibly smart guy, so I go to him for advice. I've asked him to tune my drums before, and I should know how to do that.
When we went into recording, I just figured we'd all play exactly what we do on stage, but that's not how it worked. Whoops.
If you're working with someone like me, like, of course it's gonna get perfected and probably even transformed a little bit.
He's like the second composer, because he comes up with a lot of parts that him and Brandon could play, and like vocal melodies and stuff.
I definitely sat down and spent like at least a couple weeks for just like one bass part, like the intro to the self-titled track. That took me like 2 weeks of just like, I kept on coming home being like, all right, this is the night that I write the part just for that intro. And it's just, I would agonize over like, oh man, like that's not what I wanted. And just eventually I got what I wanted.
I think it's produced the way it should be. Sounds loud, sounds full, sounds heavy, sounds soft.
I feel like there's like a sense of resolution at the album, the end of the album, with the closing melodies with the, dan, and then it's done.
At the release show, it's just, there were a couple spots just like, I just kind of closed my eyes and I felt like we were just playing the CD. It was kind of cool.
It's a lot different playing it live and hearing it.
First thing that comes to mind, Brandon's role is to leave, to disappear as soon as it's time to load up people. You will never be able to find him once the show's over. He'll be gone. No, I'm just kidding.
If people are drinking, then the show's really fun.
I like Mutilades too, because that one I think is really challenging.
Mutilades I love playing because it's heavy. I can rock out and move my body. Cold People, which is a song that I sing in, that's a lot of fun. Singing, it's good for your body.
When we do it live, Brandon, that's one of the parts where Brandon and I will share a microphone. We'll just get super close, and I don't know. I always like doing that.
Probably Petals Rang the Bell, self-titled. That's just like the one where we rock out the most, I guess.
I don't know, Shane was like, I got this new song, it's called Petals Rang the Bell. I was like, dude, that'd be a sweet band name, like, we should use that.
We had the song down, and then pretty much Andy was just going nuts with it, coming up with all kinds of guitar parts and vocal melodies and stuff to add to it as we were recording the song. So it went from like being this just kind of song that we rock out to like this huge anthem of a song. It just turned into that through recording in the barn.
It is still one of my favorite songs that we have. I think it's one of Shane's better songs that he's written.
Now that we're done with that album, we can start writing more, and we already have a few songs that we want to record.
Let me see, Asks My Hand, Confused You, It's True.
It's True is not on the album, but it's my favorite song. It's like a love song, and it's very powerful.
The first half of the song is a love song, and it was written when Shane was in a relationship with somebody, and then the relationship ended, and then he wrote the second half of the song, which is a breakup song. So it's sort of like these two kind of polar opposite feelings juxtaposed in this one song.
I want to maybe incorporate some more instruments.
I always say this, but try and do something a little kind of more out there. I've thought about doing like some electronic beats or more samples and that kind of thing.
And I'm more experimental and stuff too, would be cool.
We want to tour sometime.
I want to tour soon, like, be cool to go on tour.
8 gigs and trying to push the album a little bit more.
I think, personally, that Petals should keep going in the same direction it has been. Don't you think?
Petals Ring the Bell is probably gonna go platinum with this album. That's all I have to say.
Turn that shit off.
The first thing that came to mind when you asked me that question was this one time when everyone was farting at band practice and the whole practice space just like stunk up. So I guess all of our roles is to like smell really bad.